Only a few more days left to save for Walpurgis Nacht. Hey, welcome back to more Limbus Company. I'm SlayerMathis, and last time we finished off the Intervallo, and this time we'll start off Canto 5, setting sail. I don't even remember what the canto's actually called. I never remember the cantos by their names, but whatever. It hasn't been so long since this busboat, was hounded by the sirens and the flashing green lights. Sailors were sitting uncomfortably trying to get some shut-eye in the ship cabins, formerly known as the bus cabins. The thought of returning to the rooms didn't seem to occur to them. After gazing out the window for a while, Faust came to her feet and approached the helm, formerly known as the wheel. Miss Faust. Yes, we have received a signal. Faust? The long-awaited signal has arrived then. Oh, then shall our adventure in the Great Lake finally commence? Signal? I don't hear or see anything, not even an alarm. A smoke signal outside our visual range has been picked up by Mephistopheles. Smoke signals. Beings are lit then. Yes, that's what we've been sitting on our butts for. Sailing is a go. Splish splash. Soon, we're moving away from the coastal area to draw closer to what one would call the Great Lake approach. Activating automatic navigation system now. How? That means to say what we have experienced so far was not the Great Lake. By strict definition, yes, it was. We've been inside the Great Lakes borders for a while. You have to make the decision based on the information available to you, as our paths have so far lacked any real threats. No real threats, thou sayest. After all that. Lo, he saw you there, has hitherto been burying his face in that very bucket. I shall have thee know. Mind me not, please. I had thought that the bucket's purpose was to remove water from the ship in case of flooding, yet all it hath heretofore removed were the contents of Isang's stomach. That, Walpurgis... That incident is still quite fresh. You got 2 days, Dante. Not Dante. Don. You got like 2 days. I'm recording this on Monday. Walpurgis Night. And not many of those threats can be attributed to the danger of the Great Lake. False cause fallacy. Quit the rush of daunting ideas thou hast thrown in my directions. I shall henceforth continue slumber then. No! We've just entered a hostile environment. Let's rouse ourselves from sleep and ready ourselves for what dangers there may be. Notice? All heads to defensive stations! Otis suddenly leaped to her feet and began barking orders at the sinners. Huh? What the bloody... Oh, my heart dropped there for a second. Otis, the ship is currently steered by an automatic navigation system. As its name suggests, it will automatically avoid any threats the Great Lake may pose. Should a threat prove to be unavoidable, it will sound an alarm. You really expect me to trust that incomprehensible contraption? Besides, this automatic navigation system is nothing but slapdash last-minute installation by the boatwork fixers. Indeed, Faust is not the one who installed the system. So no, its reliability is not absolute. Well said. It's well-known wisdom that the path of the sailor is fraught with dangers unknown, which is to say a human must handle it. Then shalt thou be the one to lead this vessel to victory? Must rise to the occasion as the executive manager unfortunately lacks any memories pertinent to sailing. Luckily, I am quite experienced with leadership position. Commander! I'm no commander! I am your captain! Executive manager, allow me to briefly assume your authority so I may lead this vessel as its temporary captain. She continued before I even had the chance to reply. Attention! Sailing, that is to say the act of traveling across bodies of water, after an indeterminate amount of time. And that concludes the fundamentals of sailing. Have you been taking your notes, men? Snore. Marvelous! Quite a considerable amount of new knowledge I have acquired. 'Tis akin to an adventure, is it not? 'Twas one of mine humble 863-old dreams to sail the Great Lake as an adventurer, like a challenger of storms, like queller of rogue waves. Such an exact number of aspirations you have. Otis, ma'am, I have a question. Yes, you are recognized. What's that complicated-looking device over there? Lever over there. It's been a riddle in my head as well. What would be the function of that peculiar device? Perchance it should load a volley of cannonballs at the press of a button. Don Quixote's voice actor goes all out in this canto. A lever of transformative variety. Should be an auspicious day which we are availed the sight of this contraption in action. Otis? Been seeing more and more of these of late. These so-called bleeding-edge technology are hollow inventions that have nothing to show for it aside from their pretty exteriors. A blind pursuit of convenience breeds increased risk. There's nothing but ruin at the end of the road paved with over-reliance on these bleeding-edge technologies. For fuel in the furnace of bolts and engine oils, the ship's blood and sweat, a combined force of the commanding officers decisively leadership and their subordinates' firm loyalty. What? That's how proper workshops of tradition and history are supposed to run. Now that is how true comrades are born. I don't know what she's talking about, but it was kind of cool. I feel something rising from deep within my chest. Commander! I mean, Captain! This bleeding-edge technology is bleeding like a mule! Whatever shall we do? I, Otis, shall prove it to the world that I don't need this high-tech junk to sail. Now, C1 Don Quixote, set the power level to the maximum output. Power level to the maximum output. Aye, aye, Captain. Seaman Sinclair, set the helm to neutral position and hit the switch. Set the helm to neutral position, set the helm to neutral position, and hit the switch. Let's go! The engine has fallen silent. The automatic navigation system has failed. It is an old model. Rebooting will be complete in approximately 5 hours. That's what you get for abandoning your bus driver. Wait. So we're just stuck here? Of course not. Well, maybe this Toughley's engine may be inoperable as it is melted with the automatic navigation system. The ship itself can move. Still have manually activated power system on standby. I really like the beginning of Canto 5. Get some nice fun romp before things get very serious later on. Now then, clear orders and solidarity are paramount importance in times like this. Right leg on heave, left leg on ho, let's go! Heave, ho! Heave, heave, ho! How is that fella eating to stand that balking oars like we're pedaling our bums off? Most dim-witted question. A captain must preserve her strength and risk putting her subordinates in danger. That is precisely why I'm refraining from partaking in this collaborative effort myself. This one were you our commander? No, she just say our captain, not our commander. Those damn seagulls can flock off already. Oh, kid up seagulls and train ends pedal the generator. Oi, fellas, smart ass, thought you were a genius, make it so! Easy peasy for your brilliant intellect, no? I can make it happen indeed, yet I do not as it is inefficient. Elementary toilet training will be the first step in making them viable as a consistent source of labor. Karen's bored. Karen wants to vroom vroom. Tagging out. You're the drivers to do your job. Keep you occupied for a while. Oh, you sure about that? Birdie's not gonna let that slide. So I get yourself a consultation, you know? Alright, let's think about this for a hot minute. Let's think about the actual reason we're sweating, pedaling the crap out of the generator, huh? To nitpick and seek someone to take the fall for every little thing is a stinking thought. What happens up on the road to success is merely a part of the process. Look, I'm not saying we should play the blame game. I'm just wondering why we're pedaling so darn hard to begin with. There's something coming after us. We're heading to one of the largest ports of U-Corp. We know exactly where that is and how to get there. It's not like the port's gonna sail away, right? Well, let's start to see. I mean, am I wrong? Great Lakes been very tranquil so far. It's not like some monster's gonna suddenly appear out of nowhere and attack us, right? It appears that your consolidated field experiences has evolved into a form of intuition. Fascinating, Gregor. Huh? Faust found this development optimistic. We must exit this area within the next 10 minutes. We are falling somewhat behind the forecast of our predictions. That was ominous. Why precisely 10 minutes? The laws of the Great Lake. Ah, I knew it's that darn law of the Great Lake again, huh? Your foreknowledge with the laws of the Great Lake is an unexpected development, Origin. Quite difficult to believe that even with the consolidated experience, your intuition... Sorry, I just wanted to look like I was out of my pawns. I'm just tired of asking every time, you know? The Great Lake of U-Corp has laws that must never be broken. And yes, the port can and will sail a whale, Gregor. It's a bloody lake. What laws could it possibly have? What, lake cops get a common spec of our work stick for breaking class rules? There better be a law that lets me sink, whiny brat. My ear is starting to bleed. Guys, knock it off. I could almost hear a well-timed sigh followed by an honest but brutal piercing word. It's like someone recorded her sigh and played it in my head, but Ishmael was nowhere to be seen on the deck. Anything you want from me from now on, state it clearly. She wasn't kidding. Ishmael remained in her room, not a peep to be seen nor heard despite the commotion. Not appearing once through what's happened since the incident. As much as I would like to provide you with an explanation, leaving this zone takes precedence. According to our conversation, our last conversation left was 7 minutes. We're approximately 15 kilometers from the edge of the zone as the crow flies. Each person must pedal to generate enough energy to travel at least 10 kilometers per hour if we were to escape in time. Wonderful. I love to see some proper teamwork for once. Rocinante! Our destination is nigh! In gallop on! Where's that girl get her energy from? Ugh. I think I'm done for. Just go on without me. Leave you where? On a ship. Ugh. Diaphragmatic breathing is conducive to maintaining consistent speed and exercise of this intensity. Especially more so when each scenario is responsible for about 10 kilometers of energy per hour of energy output. Any higher than required hyperpnia to maintain that speed. You ever get tired? Do you ever get tired, girl? No. 3 minutes remaining now. I even know what happens in 3 minutes. Why are we doing this? There's no time to step out with your life. Count wants to vroom vroom. It's just squeak squeak. Squeak squeak. That's no fun. Ah, I don't know how energizing work song should be. Huh? I guess I have so much energy left. Oh, this isn't even a warm-up compared to my training that my family forced me to do. Yo, shut your gobs and pedal! 30 seconds remaining. 30 seconds. Quite the thrill this is! Now this is true adventure! It is like charging an overwhelmingly colossal enemy, is it? No! Save your words. Your breathing. Remain in the flow. Breathe in, out. 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 How much time? 10 seconds remaining. 4 seconds. 4. Why are we not doing this by multiples of 5? Look alive, deckhands! Put your back to it! Toil, my toil! Someone managed to escape the zone before Fox could count down to 0. Some sailors immediately threw themselves to the deck of the ship like limp puppets, while some looked like they just taken a quick rest at the park bench. Yet somehow, but I don't see any sign of these laws. Am I missing something, Faust? Swallow slow, the Great Lake drove some hogwash you made up. Let's make this journey go a tad fast, we've got to seriously... The tranquil lake surface we just pedaled through was gone, as though it was never there. In its place was an immense... something. Its innumerable legs, or tentacles, writhed, rising above the lake's surface. I couldn't even tell where the thing ended and where the lake began. Did it burst from the lake, or were we trailing unawares down its body the whole time? I couldn't even begin to describe the right words to... couldn't even find the right words to describe the magnitude of that thing. Its appearance sent waves across the water all the way to the zone we were in. Mephistopheles shook violently as though we were about to capsize. It may not be said that the sinners on the deck were given an untimely shower. That was too close, we're almost pancaked. No adventure is complete without peril, of course. NB. No, this is more like it. No chance of weathering a single strike from one of its limbs. No, but it will leave us alone as long as we're here. That is the law of the Great Lake. Now we have time for my explanations. The laws of the Great Lake are numerous. I will lay out only the pertinent information for now. Moving along within a predetermined amount of time on a single lake will cause one to be struck by the waves of each lake. Waves? Oh, they're getting like wave I've seen before. There are also laws governing the time and direction in which ships are permitted to cross the borders between the lakes. So it would just come to a stop of it. That octopus tentacle like thing will whack us? Precisely. Thus, it actually follows that everything on the Great Lake is in a constant state of motion to position itself according to its laws. And the route to our destination will also change accordingly. Can you get like a written list of these laws? My nan used to stick a piece of paper with our family rules in my room. Not that I could follow them all, but it's when I heard a door open. Whoever opened it did so with obvious irritation. Waves finally ahead, huh? Ishmael? After a long period of isolation, Ishmael staggered out of her room at last. Can't just scribble the laws of the Great Lake down on a notepad and call it a day. Each lake has a wildly different set of laws, even though the overarching laws governing the Great Lake are pretty straightforward. More importantly, you need to know that unauthorized recording of the laws is one of U-Corp's better-known taboos. And my body won't remember it. Tattooing them on your body, if that is what you're referring to, is also prohibited. Taboo hunters of U-Corp have been sent in pursuit of individuals who have attempted precisely that. It's best that we do not produce any written records of their laws. What have you been doing all this time, Ishmael? Well, wetting my harpoon. Your harpoon? Why? Because I need it to be sharper. This will give her the kind of pain that makes her wish she was dead. She'll feel it, even from the smallest cuts. I want to spare some misery and crawl back into your hole. Afraid that if I did, I'd let her emerge from deck littered with your melted, unrecognizable flesh. I'm not rearing to see a sight like that again. Besides, watching you land and waste time tinkering with a ship you don't understand, wasting precious time has been unbearable. Even though it's been a long time since the incidents at the boatworks, her biting at anxious lectures have not dulled at all. I was afraid she might stir up trouble among the sinner again, but fine. But she was out here with the rest of us, and I wanted to believe that I was more than enough. I decided not to question her any further. I had a feeling this would happen. Ishmael walked up to the helm. What are you doing? Smooth sailing at the moment. Northbound breeze pushing us along. Yes, you could look that's the one for some people. Simple, one-dimensional, predictable ground pounders like you. How dare you insult my Otis? Let's hear her out. You got lucky, swabby. Okay, Ishmael, tell us, how are we not smooth sailing? We got the wind on our backs. It's no wind. We're getting dragged. Dragged? By what? Those ships. I feel like I'm starting to get a hand on an Ishmael voice. I love the seagull in the front, by the way. Very angry seagull. Just like Ishmael said, two massive vessels were approaching us not far from where we were. We're not exactly in a collision course with them now. Ishmael didn't entertain me with an answer. Instead, she took the helm and threw it wildly in one direction. Whoa! His skill. Splashy drift. Then no ships could drift like a bus. Charon, impressed. Red Hat, not bad. We have competition, Charon. Hold up. So we're steering the helm all the way. Why are we still head between those two ships? It's like we're stuck on rails. Though Ishmael turned Mephistopheles' helm around to the opposite direction of the two ships. We're getting dragged even faster by them, and there's nothing we can do about it. Don't you tell me hit the reverse gear. Turn the engine off. What? The ship's melting into one another. Bloody loons, so got to say? What did you squash like bugs? You, swallow you! Let me get all the bravado from Earth. Shut up. Bernese reminds me of the pole one is strong to get us out of here, and we're gonna crash now. Immediately before the crash, Ishmael definitely revved up the engine and adjusted several levels in a series of decisive motions before speeding us between and past the two vessels. Back of our ship. Ship's stern was crushed, but it was better than getting completely sandwiched between the two ships. If Stealthy's engine reconstruct damage of this severity within the next few days. More than just some damage, it's likely to lead to part of our ship. Gone, as though it had never been even a part of the ship's blueprint. I took another look where the stern used to be. It was as the sinner said, the stern wasn't crushed. It was completely deleted. It was effectively deleted as if it had never been there. That's a bizarre-looking cross-section behind. The U-Corp Singularity, the resonance tuning fork. Ships operating in the Great Lake can merge and separate whenever needed. As though they've always been a single vessel, though they've never been part of the same ship. Resonance tuning force used by vessels of that size and strong to pull in smaller boats without tuning force like ours. We were the ones with tuning force with mismatching wavelengths. Oh, right. Apologies for taking the helm without you as manager. No, don't. You just saved all our lives. I wasn't trying to, but thanks for understanding anyway. Owen, please accept my apology for giving unsolicited advice. Certain somebody won't stop flapping her gums at me, so I had to. Like I can plug my ears in the middle of a voyage, right? For my share of blood foul-mouthed talk during the war. It's not the first to do so. Doesn't matter. As long as you can live afterwards. No need to get in the way, I suppose. I'm sorry, Executive Manager. I must take a short break. You're not so crestfallen, Commander. I mean, Captain. Silence. Executive Manager's a commanding officer. Always has been. Downcast and shoulders slumped, Otis made her way to the ship cabins, formerly the bus cabins. Our destination is near. Open to among the 5 great ports of U-Corp, the Marlin port. Vo's voice was dry and emotionless, as though what happened it didn't affect her one bit. Ah, it's so big! That's one of the biggest ships I've ever seen. Owen was right. We're approaching a massive ship so large it could almost be mistaken for an island. Whichever was the case, it was clear that the port was a megastructure built from countless metal shipping containers. Misfate in what was seen before unveils itself. I scarcely did expect the pall to shroud a structure such as this. Ship? Oh, can we really call that ship at this point? And I would agree there. Well, does that count as a ship in the Great Lake? Landsman common sense is useless at the Great Lake. Ships that use resonance tuning forks like those are as common as crimes are in the back streets. I guess as common as whales are in the Great Lake. Oh my god, it's Moby Dick and there's all this talk about whales. I never would have guessed. Just because those are 3 pretty long cutscenes, we're going to end things off for this time. Next time we'll actually get into a little bit of fighting. Not much though, but at least a little bit. But until then, see you guys later.